Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to All Things Superman, where we simply talk about everything related to Superman, from comics to TV shows to movies and much, much more. All right, guys, so I've seen Batman vs. Superman a total of 5 times in the theater as I'm making this video. Again, 5 times. And I gotta say that each time that I've seen it, it has gotten better and better and better each viewing. Every time I watch it, it's like it's something that I didn't see before in the previous viewing, something that I missed. And I'm like, wow, I didn't put that together, or wow, I didn't see that, or wow, this was interesting, or wow, I didn't realize that he actually said that, or this happened, and so forth and so on. So, as it stands right now, I am a defender of the Batman versus Superman Dawn of Justice movie. I am standing on this movie and saying that it is a great movie. It is not a perfect movie by far, but it is a great movie. So now I want to address the critics of this movie. All of the people who are talking crap about this movie and saying all of this bad stuff about it and bad mouthing and they're saying that it's the worst superhero movie ever made and it's the worst movie ever made, so forth and so on. Here's my message. Shut the hell up. Literally, just shut the hell up. Like, I understand what this all is about now. I begin to piece this together. And what this is about is there's a lot of spillover hate that's coming from people disliking Man of Steel and these Marvel fanboys that basically buy into anything Marvel does. And again, Marvel makes some great movies, so I'm not, no pun intended toward them. But, these people who swear by I'm DC and nothing, or I'm Marvel and nothing DC ever does is going to be great. There's a lot of spillover going into this. But these people are not even giving the movie any sort of objective chance. They're just going off what everybody else is saying. And here's the big thing. All your arguments come down to one simple thing. Oh, the movie just didn't make sense. Like it jumped from place to place, and like the plot was, it didn't really give me any. Like, shut the hell up. Like, what are you talking about? Now, look, I will be the first to admit that this movie is not a perfect movie by far, but no movie is. So I wasn't expecting this movie to be perfect. But as it stands, I think that the approach that they took, that Zack Snyder took with this movie, was very ballsy. I think it was very different, which I applaud because he was not afraid to step out and do something different with this movie than other superhero movies have done. I think it was very entertaining. I think people enjoyed the movie overall. And then the other part is the fans have spoken. Like the movie made $171.1 million opening weekend. Now, by on record, that's the sixth biggest movie opening of all time. So the fans have spoken. Now look, on my third viewing of the film, I was in there, I was sitting down after the movie was over. People, all of the fans stood up and was cheering the movie. Of course, you had a few people that were like, oh, whatever, whatever, whatever. Just the haters, of course. But people were clapping. People stood up and clapped. Like, of course, when Wonder Woman showed up on screen, people were clapping. It was like, man, this is cool. This is cool. So, like, why is everybody down talking this movie? Look, your complaints come down to one simple thing. You are simply a Marvel fanboy and you are a hater of DC or some sort of mixture of those two things. You'll eat up 10 yards of crap or whatever Marvel puts out in their movies, and you'll swear that they're the best movies overall and they're the best movies ever made and they're better than anything DC ever puts out. Fine, whatever. You can be a Marvel fanboy, whatever you want to be. I don't really care. But let's be objective about when we're judging movies and we're criticizing movies. Let's look at movies for what they actually are and judge them on their own merit without comparing them to any other movie. Like, look, again, Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice, I'll say it again, is not a perfect movie, but it is a good movie, and now I'm on record saying it's a great movie. Now, to prove my point here, let me take you back to the beginning of all of this when the first day of Batman versus Superman Dawn of Justice being announced. We didn't even know what the title of the movie was yet. We just knew it was going to be a Batman versus Superman movie. We heard Zack Snyder make the announcement at Comic-Con in 2013, right after Man of Steel was released, and everybody got excited. And guess what happened? All of the Marvel fanboys came out like, oh my God, I can't believe they're doing this. So here's day one, hate starts. Day one, hate starts. Guess what happens? Oh my God, I can't believe they're doing a Batman versus Superman. They just did Man of Steel, and Henry Cavill just became Superman. They should be doing Man of Steel 2. I can't believe they're just going to jump right in this. They're supposed to be doing Man of Steel 2 and all of this crap. That's what happened day one. Day one, when this movie was announced, people start hating. Then, guess what was the next thing that happened? They cast Ben Affleck as Batman. Oh my God. We know what happened then. The internet blew up into a frenzy. It was like the world was about to come to an end, like the apocalypse was about to happen. Like, oh my God, I can't believe Ben Affleck is Batman. Like that, this was probably the biggest internet blow up of hate and negativity that I have ever seen. Now, a lot of people argue that the casting of Joker in the Dark Knight series was a bigger sort of debate and bigger negativity, but I want to say that this at least rivals it. If it's not number one, it's definitely number two. So again, that's the second thing. All the hate, all the negativity. Ben Affleck, the whole internet blew. Ben Affleck, I can't believe he's Batman. He was a terrible daredevil. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So now, what's the third thing that happened? They announced the name of the movie was going to be Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice. People started hating on the title. What the hell does Dawn of Justice mean? Like, what is this? They could have just left that out. Like, why is the V in there? And why is Batman's name first? And why is Superman's name second? That must mean that, Batman is bringing the case against Superman, so forth and so on. The hate of the title. It was just like, can't believe they're naming it this. Now they're going to add these Justice League characters. And it's going to make, the movie overcrowded. All hate, hate, hate. From day one. Again, this is the third thing that happened in the series of hate from day one. Then, what's the fourth thing that happened? They cast Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Oh my God, the internet blows up again. Of course, not as big as the Ben Affleck thing. Wasn't as big, but people still went into a frenzy. Oh my God, like Gal Gadot, she doesn't have an acting repertoire. She can't act. Only thing we've seen her in is Fast and the Furious. She can't really do this. She hasn't shown us her resume. Blah, 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 blah. She's too skinny. Like, she doesn't look like Wonder Woman. It went crazy over the Gal Gadot casting. And then everybody was like, oh my gosh, she can't act. We're going to have a horrible Wonder Woman. DC is in trouble. So they're just, out casting who they can get. Nobody wants to be in their movies. Blah, 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 blah. So that was the fourth thing. Now, what happened next? They cast Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Now, this sort of had mixed reviews. Some people were like okay with it. Some people were like, oh my God, like what the hell are they doing with this? But again, it still goes into this hate factor because a lot of people just hate, oh my God, this movie's going to be horrible. Is Jesse Eisenberg going to cut his hair? Is he going to look like Lex Luthor? They should have cast Bryan Cranston. They should have done this here. Now, this movie's going to be horrible, 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 horrible. They got all the bad casting in it. Ben Affleck is going to be a terrible Batman. Blah, 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 blah. Hate, hate, hate. Jesse Eisenberg is going to be terrible. All right, then, so what happens next? We get our first teaser trailer of Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice in the summer of 2015. Had sort of mixed reviews. Most people like it, but still the Marvel fanboys and the haters of DC and all of these people that I'm putting in one category basically came out, oh, it was just okay. Like, they couldn't even admit that the trailer was, a decent trailer. It was like, it's okay. Like, it's still going to be a horrible movie. Like, it was just an okay trailer. Nothing exciting about this. I'm looking more forward to seeing Star Wars than I am this picture. Blah, 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 blah. More hate. Then things started to flip a little bit. We get that first big trailer, which is like a 3-minute long trailer. It's an amazing trailer. So amazing that people, even the haters of it, couldn't deny that it was amazing. Like, it was literally, in my book right now, probably one of the best trailers ever made. Matter of fact, I think it is the best trailer that has ever been put together for a superhero movie and maybe a movie overall together. It brought so much excitement about what the movie was going to be about. We learned what Batman's and Superman's motivations were in that trailer, so forth and so on. But what were the haters doing? They were still sitting back like, whatever. Yeah, it looks okay. I may go see it now. Whatever. We're closer to the movie, so yeah, whatever. They were still kind of like blah, 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 but they had to ease up on the hate a little bit because all of this good stuff started coming out. So guess what happened next? When the second trailer came out and then they showed Doomsday in this trailer, everybody was like, the haters found something else to glom onto, right? Oh my God, Doomsday looks horrible. I can't believe they showed Doomsday in the trailer. And then they showed us the end of the movie where Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman team up. You're not supposed to show us this. Oh, this is going to be a horrible movie. But horrible, blah, 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 blah. Hate, hate, hate. That's all we have gotten from this movie. Now, we finally get to the movie, right? The movie is released. we start getting some of the early reviews in it, like early last week before the movie came out, and then some of the critics didn't like the movie. They're jumping hard on it, like they're saying all kinds of horrible stuff about it. It's just, these critics are crazy. Like sometimes how they describe movies and people's art and stuff like that. It's unbelievable how they do that to me. But anyway, so be it. So again, where did the haters come from? Now, don't be mistaken. Some of these movie critics are Marvel fans too, and they are haters of DC. Make no mistake. Every critic that goes into a movie is not this objective person that can sit down and watch this movie for what it is and then judge it on its own merits, just like any other average person. Just because they call themselves a critic, make no mistake that they go into movies with these biases and stuff, just like other haters and other people do, and other people do in general. We all have some sort of bias. When we go into a movie, most of us objective people are able to check those biases at the door and judge movies on its own merit. But make no mistake, every critic that walks into a movie theater to see a movie like this is not on the team of, let me just judge it for what it is. So we get all of these critics coming out saying, oh, it's a horrible movie, it's disjointed, it's all over the place. The first act of it, or the first 20 or 30 minutes of it, is great, then it just loses steam. It's a horrible story wrapped up in a lot of effects. Zack Snyder, they start to get on Zack Snyder about how he is the worst person to direct this movie. Like he has no visual, or he is a visual person and he has no storytelling. All of this, the haters have just been coming out of the woodworks. So now, where are we now? Where you go in all of the chat rooms on the movie review sites and on the YouTube channels, what's everybody saying? What's all of the haters saying? Batman versus Superman, or BVS, worst movie ever made. Or, Fantastic Four is better than BVS. Stuff like that. People are just gone crazy. Look, haters, shut the hell up. Look, if you can't go watch a movie and judge it objectively without getting rid of your biases, without letting go of this whole Marvel fandom, and I'm just a hater of DC, all of this kind of stuff. If you can't go judge a movie on those merits and on the merits of the movie alone, shut the hell up. Like, I'm tired of hearing it. Like, you have no respect for art. You're just jumping on a bandwagon. You're just trying to be heard. You're just trying to get clicks on your website, on your blogs, on your YouTube channels. That's all you're doing. Shut the hell up. Now, let me be clear about something. I don't want to throw all critics under the bus about, this movie. Some of the critics have legitimate points, and some of them, you can tell, have gone in and watched this movie objectively and have given objective opinions. It's easy to sort of differentiate those opinions from just the Marvel fanboys and the, people who have these movie pundits who have YouTube channels and all of this that's judging stuff. Oh, this was the most horrible movie ever made. So there are some good critics out there, and I do applaud you, even if your opinion about the movie was negative. Hey, our opinions differ, but hey, it is what it is. That's all, part of the movie experience. So it's fine that you gave an objective opinion, but I'm talking about these just straight up haters of DC, all things Warner Brothers and DC, and all things Zack Snyder, all things Superman, all things Man of Steel was horrible. Dawn of Justice is going to be horrible. I'm talking about all of these people. Now, the next thing you have to understand is that there was a lot riding on this movie as far as expectation. Like, our expectations of this movie was through the roof. You have the greatest trio of superheroes to ever be made. Now, I don't care if you're a Marvel fanboy, DC fanboy, or somewhere in between, or some fans of some other comic book, you will have to agree that Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman are the quintessential sort of movie characters, superhero character, comic book characters. They just are, period. Superman is the most iconic character to ever be made. They say that the S, the Superman symbol that we call the symbol of hope now, the S is the second most recognized symbol in the world, on Earth. Next to the Christian symbol of the Christian cross, the Superman S is the most recognized symbol of all. So that means you can pretty much go anywhere in the world and people are going to know who these characters are, period. So there was a lot riding on this movie as far as expectation, that it had to be great. It had to be, it had to blow the box office away. It had to blow people's minds and all of this kind of stuff. People went into this movie with that expectation. Now, in a lot of ways, people didn't get that expectation met because this movie was such a different type of movie, such a different type of superhero movie. Look, we're used to all of the Avengers movies, all of the Marvel movies, the Ant-Mans, the Avengers Part 1 and 2, Captain America. Those movies are more summer popcorn flicks where you can go sit down and enjoy. They don't have this overly, complicated or overly dramatic storyline to it. It has some nice story to some of them, so I'm not saying that it doesn't. But there's not this overly drawn out, thing like Batman versus Superman had. So people don't have to think when they're in those movies. They can sit down, get some popcorn. The movies open up. I mean, like Avengers Part 2, excuse me, opens up with a fight scene, like a comic book fight scene. So you're immediately drawn into the movie. Whereas Batman versus Superman took a long time to build up to the story. So a lot of these people, again, they went into it with this expectation not only of this movie being good, but that it also had to compare in some kind of way to what they know or to the status quo of sort of what Marvel has done with their movies, with it being this good, fun, summer popcorn flick to where you just sit down and enjoy. You don't have to do a lot of thinking. You don't have to put pieces together like you do in Batman versus Superman. And I can understand that. Like I say, it's something outside of the norm. But again, that's what makes this movie so great. It's a completely different type of movie than all of the Marvel movies. It's a very complex story. It's a build up to, this fight. You have a lot of convoluted sort of relationships between the characters and stuff going on. I mean, from Perry White on down to, Clark Kent and, Superman to Batman and Batman to, Superman's mom. It's just a lot of complexity to this movie, and it made people have to sit and think. So here's what I advise. Again, if you want to hate on this movie, you want to be a dumb hater, just continue to be that. But if you're objective and you want to be objective about the movie, go see it for a second and third time, maybe even a fourth time. Start putting those pieces together, because some movies are just like that. It takes multiple viewings to sort of kind of put all of the pieces together and to sort of understand. And there's nothing wrong with that. So go see it a couple more times. Try to put the pieces together, then make some objective judgments from there. So again, guys, my final message to all of the haters: shut the hell up unless you're going to be objective about something, unless you're going to take the movie, judge it off its own merits, let go of this whole Marvel versus DC crap and, Man of Steel was horrible. I mean, you can think what you want to think about the movie. Again, we all have our opinions. Fine. But at least give all movies the respect of judging it on its own merits. And all that said, I'm willing to challenge anybody on their opinions now about this movie in a very objective manner. If we can come to the table and debate, have a sensible debate about whether or not this movie is good or not, and what's good about these movies, and seeing the good and the not so good about this movie, I'm willing to challenge anybody on that and debate them on this movie. Other than that, all of the haters, go to a corner, go to timeout, whatever you want to do. But just shut the hell up. Get off these internet blogs. Get off these chat rooms talking about, oh my God, worst movie ever told, worst movie ever seen on screen. Look, the movie was great. We got some great visuals. The fight between Batman versus Superman was amazing. The whole theater. Look, my third and fourth viewing, when I saw it, the whole theater was on the edge of their seats. When Wonder Woman popped up, the fight between Batman and Superman, everybody was like, you could hear pin drop in there because everybody was glued to the screen. So the fans of the movie have spoken. The general movie-going audience has spoken and said that they appreciate the movie because they've gone to see it already. All right, guys, so that's my rant. I'm sorry I went off on this tangent, but I had to get this stuff out. I've been seeing a lot of this hate going on with this movie over the past, 4 or 5 days, and it's just really, really disturbing to see it. So guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you go do that now. I'm going to be putting up a lot more videos about, this Batman versus Superman debate. Plus, we're heading into Justice League territory now. They start shooting in a couple of weeks. So a lot of stuff will be coming out about that movie kind of soon. So we'll be talking about that soon, and all other things Superman as well. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video.